America is facing a demographic challenge. Birth rates are plummeting. In 2023, the United States recorded its lowest number of births in decades. This trend has set off alarm bells across the nation. Economists worry about the shrinking workforce. Politicians fret over the future of Social Security. The reasons for this decline are complex. Young people are delaying marriage and parenthood. The cost of raising a child has skyrocketed. Housing, education, and healthcare expenses have become daunting hurdles for aspiring parents. In this environment, the idea of having children can feel like a financial burden rather than a joyous milestone. The implications of this demographic shift are profound. A shrinking workforce could lead to slower economic growth. Fewer taxpayers could strain our social safety net programs. The vibrancy of American society, often fueled by the energy of new generations, could be at stake. The question on everyone's mind is, how do we reverse this trend? Enter the baby bonus. The Trump administration's proposal to offer a $5,000 payment to new parents has ignited a fierce debate. Proponents argue that it would provide much-needed financial relief to families, encouraging them to have more children. Opponents, however, question the effectiveness of such a policy. They argue that a one-time payment does little to address the long-term costs of raising a child in the United States. Childcare costs alone can be staggering, often exceeding the average cost of in-state college tuition. Furthermore, critics point to the experience of other countries that have implemented similar policies with mixed results. The debate over the baby bonus reflects a deeper societal dilemma. How do we create an environment where young people feel financially secure enough to start families? While a $5,000 payment might offer temporary relief, it is unlikely to be a silver bullet solution. Addressing the root causes of declining birth rates requires a more comprehensive approach. The United States wouldn't be the first country to experiment with baby bonuses. Several nations have implemented similar incentives, with varying degrees of success. Australia's experience offers a cautionary tale. Their baby bonus, introduced in 2004, did lead to a temporary uptick in births. However, the effect was short-lived. Birth rates eventually plateaued and then began to decline again. Hungary's experience paints a similar picture. Despite a range of pro-family policies, including generous cash payments and tax breaks for families with multiple children, birth rates in Hungary remain below replacement levels. These examples suggest that while financial incentives might provide a temporary boost, they are unlikely to reverse long-term demographic trends. These international experiences highlight the complex interplay of factors that influence fertility decisions. Economic anxieties, cultural shifts, and changing social norms all play a role. Simply throwing money at the problem without addressing these underlying issues is unlikely to yield lasting results. The United States must learn from the successes and failures of other nations before embarking on a costly and potentially ineffective policy experiment. Instead of focusing solely on financial incentives, policymakers should prioritize policies that address the root causes of declining birth rates. Affordable childcare is paramount. The high cost of childcare in the United States is a major deterrent for many families. Expanding access to affordable, high-quality childcare would significantly reduce the financial burden on parents. Paid family leave is another essential policy. The United States is one of the few developed countries without a national paid family leave policy. This forces many parents, particularly mothers, to choose between caring for their newborns and keeping their jobs. Providing paid family leave would allow parents to bond with their children without sacrificing their economic security. Furthermore, tackling the rising costs of housing, healthcare, and education is crucial. These expenses place a significant strain on families, making it more difficult to afford children. By addressing these broader economic challenges, we can create an environment where young people feel confident about starting families. The solution to declining birth rates lies not in a single policy, but in a comprehensive approach that supports families at every stage.